Hello, my name is Tony Milidi from Happy Footprint of Carbon. Today I'm going to demonstrate how to make your happy footprint of carbon. First of all, you'll need some type of container to put the tree in. So a bucket with holes in it is quite good. A smaller pot, depending on the size of the shoe, or else you can have a fancy pot like a terracotta pot, but a word of warning about a terracotta pot: they're very heavy when you're lifting them, especially after you've watered your tree. So think about it before you plant up in a terracotta pot. You'll also need a drill, a saw, and most of all, a boot or a shoe or whatever your piece of footwear is that has a happy memory for you or whoever. Okay, you'll also, your choice of tree. In this instance, we're planting an ash tree. So it's a beautiful young tree. It's about 2 years old. So we're planting this for George of Gullion Media, who's shooting this video for me. So that's his boot, that's his tree. So let's get on with this. Okay, so George's chosen pot is this terracotta pot. So we'll put that aside just for one moment. And first of all, we're going to drill the boot. So I found this is a fairly handy way of doing it. A vise is good also. So you have your boot. If it has an insole, take out the insole. Whatever things you can take from the inside, take them out. Keep any laces free from it and place it on a piece of wood like so. You have your drill and your borehole there for it. You get them in any hardware store. Hold on tight because it can spin, and then you drill down. I only bought this drill, so it's making funny noises. So far we have the sole taken out, and we have just a piece of cloth on the inside that's still blocking the shoe. Now, so I'm going to do a reverse here, just to get through the cloth. Put it back in the hole. Now this is dangerous enough because it can catch in the material. See, it's pulling out the sole from you. It was stitched in on this particular boot. So I'll pull out the foot sole there, and we put that aside for now. So that's the dangerous bit over with. Now, there is your hole in the boot. That's where the tree is going to grow through. Now you cannot leave it like that, because the toughest part of the boot is the heel, and it will be the last to perish. And if the trunk of the tree grows to a size and that it hasn't perished correctly, it may find difficulty in bursting through. So I always cut the back of the heel, where the thick rubber part is. Like so. So the rest of the leather in this shoe will perish, and the tree will be able to burst free quite easily then. And then if there's any of the rubber sole left, it can be taken away at a later stage. Also, before you finish the drilling, I'll put a little hole here in the base of the sole, because there will be soil in that, and there will be water also gathering in that. So this is just to release any water, and that's good enough. Just a small hole, that'll do. You can put 3 or 4 if you like yourself. It's up to yourself. So that's the job on the boot done, the hardest part of the whole job. So let's put this aside just for one moment. The next part is filling your pot with soil. So in this instance we're using an old terracotta pot. So we're going to pour some soil in. Now I'd advise not to use peat soil at any peat, try to get peat free soil or any topsoil. You can dig soil out of your garden, it's the best, because most trees survive in most soils. And anyway, you know, I found when we were doing forestry and we were out planting trees, it's very few trees won't grow in certain areas, you know. But we have that. We're going to take the ash tree. This one is grown in a pot in our nursery, so we'll take it out of the pot and we place it in to its its resting place for the moment. Now, other times we plant them bare root. A bare root tree is like this. Yeah, we usually only plant these in the winter time when the tree is dormant. And if you're planting them like this, you just get the tree, you push it through the hole like so, and that will sit in the pot like so. You fill in the soil around it, and that's your tree planted, and that's your footprint of carbon there, nearly, right? So that's one way of doing it if you have bare root trees. But if you have a tree that's in a pot, let's put that back into the water, like George has chosen here. We want to move the tree to the side, okay? Put it off center, and the reason we're doing that is so the boot will sit nicely inside the pot. We're not putting the tree under any huge amount of pressure. It doesn't matter if the shoe is a little bit over the side of the pot, it's not a problem. It's just put it over as far as you can. So we have that sitting there. Now here comes the next bit. We're going to put this down here so I can show you a little bit better. Remove the bench. Now we can't put the root through the hole in the shoe, so we have to put the whole tree through. So we open it up a little bit and take off our gloves for this part because it's a delicate part. So we take the branches that are coming up, we bring them up nice and tight. You can put a little bit of a band around them if you like. We just feed them through nice and slowly, trying not to damage any of the little branches. And as you go down, take up the small young branches and feed them through also. You'll see the tree starting to poke through now. Bring up the next ones, feed them through. As you can see, you can only do this procedure with young trees. But if you have an older tree, you can slit the whole boot right back up the side and close it around the tree. But this is the way we do it. We do it with young trees so you can watch them from when they're young and watch them grow. So let's see where we are now. We have our boot here sitting on top of the tree. So now the idea is to plant a tree. So I'm going to pour in soil. Around the boot. You can tease some of the roots out of the tree if you like. It's up to you. Different trees like different soils, as I said, but most in general soil they usually grow in. It's just a watering of them. And then pour in the rest of the soil. So what we have here is a little platform for the boot to sit on. But we have to fill the boot with soil also. An easier way of doing this before you put the boot onto the tree is to fill the toe of the boot with the soil. You can tuck it down harder, but you can do it like this also. It's up to your own preference. So you put your shoe in and you tuck the soil in right up to the toe. You don't want to leave any air pockets. So tuck it all in. Here the next one. Pour in your soil. It doesn't matter if it lands around the side, sort all that out later. Now, Put it in there. Now, also a good idea to do before you do that is to tie the laces. So you can put a little well, these ain't my boots, so I'm not sure about the laces. Here we go. And when you've done that, you just leave it. Put your soil around it. And there, before you finish it all up, you get a little pot of water. You don't have to water too much around the boot, you just water that to clean the boot off the soil so it looks good. But water down around the base, because that's where the root of the tree is. It's not actually in the boot, but it's just down at the bottom. So give it a good watering. Like so. And there you have it, folks. A happy footprint of carbon with an ash tree belonging to George. Thank you for watching.